Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Choi. As a professional concert flutist, when I'm traveling, especially in a very long flight, I enjoy watching movies and TV shows. But for some reason, I don't see many of them that features this instrument. So today we're going to looking at some of the most famous flute scenes in the media and see how they represent the flute. So let's start with the first video. Lego. Oh, the Lego is playing the flute. Look at the flute is so big. Is he playing and jumping at the same time? I can't do that. I like that flute is featured even in Ninja movies or Lego movies. By watching this actual scene, it's a very Asian atmosphere and they're in a jungle. If I didn't listen to the music, I would have imagined some kind of a very pentatonic Asian melody, but it's actually more like a Greg Patillo, the video that we reviewed. Whoa, what just happened? Right here. I think it was like... Flute is a really cool instrument, don't you think so? I loved it.
Ooh, fun. Terry's playing
Brooklyn.
flute.
At work. Who are you? William Walter? No, this is police business. The flautist for the NYPD band retired, and I'm going to audition to take her spot.
I have to say, flute is mostly known for this angelic image that girls are playing in a beautiful dress and some very touching melody. And here I see a NYPD very buffed and big and playing the flute, and he's preparing for the audition.
Now, the audition piece is about to play.
Oh, so he went to the audition. It's funny, he showed up in the audition with the whole case in front of the jury. So is he gonna open the flute in front of the jury?
Thank you, Captain. Lieutenant, what instrument do you play?
The flute.
You're hired.
What?
What? You're the only flute you auditioned? This is really unexpected. This makes the impression that flute is such an unpopular instrument, but in reality, we flutists all know how competitive it is wherever you go for audition or a competition. Whenever we show up, there are so many other flutists. This kind of a situation that you're hired because you're the only flutist who auditioned, it will never gonna happen in the real life. We are actually a very popular instrument, right? Those of you who don't know. And the other thing is, in the beginning of this scene, Terry was practicing for this audition, and I could totally see he being really nervous because he's even practicing during his work hours. In order to break the nervousness, I think the best way is to have more experience having performance in front of the people. There's this app called Tonic. You can open a studio on this app and start playing for the others, and people can come join into your practice room and comment on your playing, give feedback to each other. It's been very helpful for me. If this is also interesting to you guys, you can download the Tonic app for free using this QR code or using the link in the description below. So let's move on to the next video. Oh my god. So violent. And somebody playing the flute. It looks like a piccolo. Not sure if the fingers matched with the sound I heard. Oh, they all stopped fighting because of the flute. See? The calming effect of flute playing, flute melody. Keep playing, make peace. I really wish the world was this simple, that we flutists go to the war zone and start playing, and then there will be no war whatsoever, right? Oh, keep playing, keep playing.
给我。
Was it English? Is he going to play too? No. Is he gonna cut the flute? Oh, he's making a hole. Look at that. And everybody's like all waiting. So he's a flute maker?
你试试。
Oh. Oh, look at that, look at his embouchure. I think he can actually play. When I see his embouchure, it really looks like he's playing. But in the earlier scene, it didn't match quite well with the finger movement. So I'm not quite sure how he actually played. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that flute used to be made out of wood from any countries. Doesn't matter which countries. It all came from wood, many different kinds of wood, but I think in this case it looks like bamboo. And people made the hole in the middle, obviously, and just like what you saw, every hole was hand carved. For that reason, every flute had its own unique tune and a little bit of a different pitch, and so not like these days that are very much mechanism are nearly perfect, that every flute can make the same pitch and we can adjust very well and so on. Let's see. I like that he's playing with a big smile. So apparently the flute got much better and the war had ceased, at least for at this moment. I like this message that flute can, or music can stop the violent war. So let's move on.
You play jazz flute?
I
Jazz
dabble.
flute.
Would everyone love to hear Ron Burgundy play some jazz flute?
Yes, flute.
Honestly,
Come on, give him a hand.
I'm not prepared. I really am not.
Not prepared. Before we continue, it'll almost never happen in the classical music concert that, oh, anyone who wants to play the next tune from you in the audience, do you have a flute with you? Come on and play and jam, you know? As a classically trained flutist myself, it's like a nightmare in reality, which actually happened to me once. I thought I was really having a nightmare that I went to a jazz concert and I happened to have a flute with me, and somebody saw me in the audience and told one of the musicians, we have a flutist in the audience and I see that she has a flute. And you know, this situation that everyone's at that point really calling me out, come on, you can play, you can just play a few tunes and just jam with them, they'll be nice to you, and all the musicians as well. You know, we'll go only in one key, things like that. I don't even remember what I did, but in the end, I thought it's better to play than not play. So as I see him walking over to the stage, I just remembered my own nightmare. But I guess as a jazz flutist or jazz musician, it's rather a common thing and less scary thing. But let's have a look.
I'm not hearing it right. Hold on.
Ooh, nice scales.
We got it now. It's all right. Little ham and eggs coming
What?
at you. Hold on, people. Hope you got your griddles.
It's really good. He's grooving. The Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson. The notes he's actually playing and the fingerings are not aligning, but the rhythms and the grooving and everything he's expressing, it all comes together like it's real. If you're not a flutist, it looks completely real. You know, all this syncing is really perfect. The finger movement and the grooving and the tempo. That's off to you. Wow. Really? Wow. Is he drinking the alcohol? No. Wow. Wow, he does reserve this standing ovation. It reminds me of Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson that we reviewed together. All the movements he's doing and I don't know about the fire part, but I remember there was a scene that Ian Anderson put a scarf at the end of his flute, and that reminds me of that scene as well. But of all the scenes that we reviewed today, this one is best in sync with the rhythm. We've seen other videos that they're moving melody, but not moving with the fingers at the same time. So if I have to see a flute in a movie or TV show, I would love to see at least the movement of the flute. It should move with the notes moving. So let's move on to the next video.
Hold it like so. Nice and easy. Now compress your lips to create your embouchure. Enough for the tip of your little finger.
So it looks like
And hold
this
gently.
person is teaching
Like so.
robot? Teaching the robot how to play the flute.
Watch me. I'll do the fingering.
I'll do the fingering and you play. Robot plays. I haven't watched this movie or TV show, but looks like this person invented a robot and tried to teach the robot if he can be capable of using his emotional content or learning new instruments and so. It's funny that he said, I'll do the fingering and you play the flute, you do the blowing part. But if he's using the robot, it should be the other way around. That imagine robots can play and learn all the difficult fingerings, and human should be the one who blows the air into the flute, because the air is the one makes the human element. This is the part that we express more, we get emotional and recreate all the different dynamics, and depends on how we feel and what kind of a message we want to bring out. If I were the movie director here, I would have flipped the other way, that the robot, here, I'll give you the score and you learn all the fingerings and I'll only blow this part. Oh, actually, speaking of it, this is a great idea. I let the robot practice all the pieces and I'll do only the blowing part. So that will save a lot of practice time. Okay, this is actually a recorder, but still part of the flute family. This is a funny scene.
Now put your fingers where mine are.
As a flutist, this is so funny,
Surprised
but
to see me.
both of them are
Every
so
machine
serious.
needs a good synthetic. Gentle pressure on the hose. The weight of a cigarette paper.
I like that comment. Gentle pressure, like the weight of the cigarette paper. No, that's what I try to tell the young students who always hammer into the flute keys, which is very damaging for the flute keys. So I tell them, just be very gentle. Just think of it as a paper. I didn't say cigarette paper because most of them don't smoke, I guess, but I hope not. Oh, so he can actually learn very fast. It reminds me of our AI movements, AI developments these days. That AI can do so much, but I don't think they can quite yet create anywhere nearly what we're doing in music. They can learn fingerings faster, but in the emotional parts, come back later. We're still taking over. So let's move on to the next video. It's getting very interesting. Oh, I noticed this guy. It was in this TV show. What is this machine that he just pushed? Something that I have not seen in my career, but it's very clever. Technically, very facile. And remember what we just talked about in the previous video? Like the weight of the secret paper. But he's doing like this.
My son, the flutist.
Oh,
The flautist.
son.
I really have to lock that down.
Flutist or flautist? What do you think? Leave a comment below.
As much as I would like you to stay and work with me, you have a gift. A very, very, very niche, potentially useless gift. But still.
Potentially useless gift. I can't quite tell if this was a compliment or not, but I would say this was a compliment. That his dad was so proud of the son being a flutist, a really amazing one actually. But then I think his dad is worried that he's playing the flute. People don't realize how popular flute is, how many tons of other people play this instrument, and how much we all love this instrument and how much potential we have. But actually watching these flute contents on the media, I have to say, I haven't seen any real classical flute in these videos. So maybe that'll open up another idea about flute, that it's not so niche, or it could be something you have never imagined. What do you guys think? So that was all the videos for today. I'm so happy that I got to review some of the very well-known flute scenes in the media, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want to see other very popular flute videos on other social media platforms, check it out here. You will love it, I know it. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Cheers to flute and happy practicing. Bye.